listening to Jai Long, and this is Make Your Break. Whether you're a big-hearted creative or an aspiring entrepreneur, let's take action on your dreams, reconnecting you with your why and giving you the how. I'm here to dish out actionable mindset tips and fun industry secrets to help you blow up your biz. From eye-opening reality checks to motivational gold, no two episodes are ever the same. So tune in weekly, skip the FOMO, and let's dive into the deep together. Hello. Let's get into today's episode, 176. You're listening to Jai Long. I'm excited that you're here. And to be honest, I was just going for a walk. It's Saturday for me, and I was just going for a walk, and a few things started crossing my mind. And I really wanted to stop and dive in and just have a bit of a conversation, an open conversation, talk about these things. I know these are questions that I get a lot, and I know these are things that I think about a lot. But what I'm going to talk about today is self-development and us going out on our own and how that landscape looks. And yeah, just sort of dive in a little bit and talk about getting obsessed and leveling up and all the good stuff that you know that I love talking about, right? Now, before we get in, of course, the six-figure business map, there's a wait list right now if you want to join that. So with every enrollment for my signature course, we only allow 300 people in. And if you want to join that, level up your wedding photography biz, or if you're a wedding videographer or a family photographer, if you're any type of photographer, this is for you if you want to start making big income and big impact in your business. So just head over to sixfigurebusinessmap.com. You can join that wait list. And then once you do, you'll get some free training, some bonuses, all the good stuff. Okay, the thing that I wanted to talk about today was being obsessed with self-development and why is there such a movement towards like self-development? Now, there's a few different reasons. One thing I want you to think about is right now, there's more people working for themselves than ever before. More people going out and like making money from their craft, like creatives, doing something amazing that's sustainable, that keeps them going for years to come. Now, years ago, that wasn't always the case. And as things evolve, we are privileged enough to be able to start choosing what career path we want to take, you know? So this wasn't for everybody, but now we're starting to get into a point where we can actually choose and do things that fulfill us, that feel like we're progressing towards something and we're leveling up and everything else. Now, why does self-development sort of kick in on these type of things? Sorry about all the noise, just sitting at my desk. So what about self-development? Now, I want you to think about this. The reason why self-development seems like such a big thing and forefront for you at the moment is because you are a business owner now. Now, in the past, if you worked for somebody else, you didn't really have to worry about getting new leads. How sustainable is your business? Where's the next check coming from? Where's the next bit of income? You know, how to hire someone, how to fire someone, how to serve someone, what's the client experience? You didn't have to worry about any of that. All you had to worry about is what time was my shift? I show up, I do the work, and I'm done, right? Sometimes we take it upon ourselves and we have initiative to get a little bit better at our job. But that's pretty much all we had to do. And so then we'd always say, like, leave the self-help for the gurus. You know, we don't need any of those things. I'm just here. I'm living the dream. I go to work. After work, I go watch some Netflix. On the weekend, I go play some games and then rinse and repeat. It's a happy life. And that's totally cool. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, that's probably not your life, or it may be your life and you probably want something different. Maybe you're working as a creative and you're thinking, I want to go full-time into photography or into graphic design or as a musician or something, right? And if you're not in that position, you probably already are full-time. You know, even if you don't know it, you're like, oh my God, this is full-time. Maybe you work 2 jobs and both of them are full-time. I mean, a lot of us do that, and I do that a lot as well. So think about this. Right now, if there is a recession coming, and trust me when I say there will be a recession coming, that's not a secret, right? You're a business owner now. There's no more secrets. You need to know these things. There will be a recession coming. Now, in the past, that didn't really affect you. You didn't really need to know about it. But now you do need to know about these things. These are all the things that you need to know about, because are you ready for it? Are you going to be able to navigate your business through it? Is your business strong enough? Are your clients dedicated enough? Do you have enough cash flow? Do you have enough in the reserves? Like, do you have a plan? Do you know what you're going to be doing? Now, with all these questions, An employee will get scared because what an employee does, it goes, oh my God, I hope the boss doesn't fire me when they scale back. I hope the boss has got a plan. I hope the boss understands how to navigate through a recession or through a pandemic or through something. And I hope I don't get fired. Now, what happens is the reason why you're so obsessed with self-development is because now you are the boss. You need to say, oh no, these things are coming. Well, I can't ask my boss to not fire me because I don't have a boss. I am the boss. And I want to be a good boss to myself. So I need to have the clarity to understand what it is, the next steps that I need to go through to keep living this daydream. Does that make sense? So then we get down the path of self-development. I need to listen to podcasts. I need to go and read another book. I need lots of books. I need to be in a new room. I need a new circle of friends with new conversations, speaking about new things that are going to push me towards my dreams and where I want to be in my life in 1 year time, like in a year's time, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, like whatever it is. And that's why we start obsessing over all this self-development stuff. And it's not just self-development in business, right? So it's not just self-development in business, right? It's self-development all the way through. Because I'm not talking about business development. I'm talking about life development. You are wherever you are right now because of all the decisions that you made yesterday and all the things that shaped you to who you are to this point, right? And then maybe you're really happy with where you are. So you can thank yourself. Thank you for showing up for myself last year, the year before, doing all the things, doing the hard work. Like I'm thanking myself. But if I'm not 100% happy with where I am, then I want to change something. I'm like, okay, well, today I got to do something. So tomorrow is not the same, right? New decisions. I need to read a new book. I need to go to a new room. I need to do some new things. I need to learn some stuff because we can no longer pass on the buck. It's kind of like growing up and then you're no longer going to ask your parents to do your laundry or cook your dinner, right? You're going to have to learn these things yourself. So when you start building your own business, you are the boss. You need to learn how to be a boss. You need to learn how to be a leader, how to show up for your clients, how to hire people, how to navigate through a recession, how to properly price yourself, how to create a content strategy. And it goes on. The list goes on. There's so many things. No wonder you're obsessed with self-development because you've got so many things to develop, right? And like I was saying, it's not just your business, your relationships. You're always trying to strive for better. I hope you are. I hope you want to do better in your relationship, bring some happiness to your partner, cook a really nice meal, do something for your partner. I hope you're doing that with your friends and your family. You know, I hope you're ringing your mom, telling her how you feel. Like just say hello, you know. I hope that you're ringing your best friend. Like whatever it is, you're just sharing that message. I hope you're getting into your community and you're just sharing some light and sharing some positive energy with people that are around you that support you. Because if you're taking from them, you need to give back to them, right? We want to be energizers, not drainers. We want to energize the people around us so then we end up with people around us that have energy. And that's how we can keep moving forward. So self-development, like I think for me is I don't want to be a shit boss for myself. Like I want to be an amazing boss. I want to be able to take myself to another level. I want to be able to stand up and say to my employees that, hey man, there's a recession coming and don't you worry because you're not going to be going anywhere. I'm going to fight tooth and nail. I'm already reading the books. I'm already researching what happened in the last recession, the best opportunities, how we can scale, how we can grow in these times, right? So I can show up as a leader and I can give confidence to everyone around me because I have that confidence. Now remember, confidence equals competence. That means the more that you're learning something new, the more that you understand something, you don't feel like you're faking it till you make it or imposter syndrome or anything like that, the more confident you're going to be in the situation. The more you're going to rely on yourself, the more you're going to understand yourself, the way that you work, everything else. It's insanely important. And so the reason why people sign up to coaches or to courses or things like that is because maybe you're not confident yet and you're looking for that competence because that's all you need. And it's so insanely affordable to learn stuff these days. Like all you have to do is turn your car into a library and listen to podcasts. You just need to watch YouTube. You need to look at courses. You need to get into a room with a coach. You need to have a one-on-one. You need to do these different things because you are the business leader, right? That's what you do. You can't ask anybody else to help you because you are the person where everything stops at. You are the boss. It's just up to you whether you want to be the best version of yourself. You want to be the best boss possible for your business, the one that you're working for, or if you want to fall flat. And how does that look? Well, a lot of the times it looks like we're overwhelmed because we don't have a strategy. We don't have a community. We feel alone. We get into Facebook groups and we ask questions, always questions like, what do I do with the Instagram algorithm? What do I do this? What do I do with that? I'm confused. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overworked. I'm all these things. I got a shit boss and my boss is myself, And And we can't be like that. We need to go, instead of asking and pleading for help, we need to say, okay, I need answers. I'm going to find answers for myself because I know that I am the captain of this ship. I need to make things happen for myself. That's what my goal is right now. Now, I shared something on social media not too long ago. A quick, simple hack that I have is, everything's learnable, everything's teachable, everything's coachable, right? What I always think about is, what are 3 skill sets that I need to learn right now to become the person I want to be in 12 months' time? So in 12 months' time, for instance, if I want to start scaling my business and I need to run Facebook ads, TikTok ads, and I need to start networking, then I need to learn communication skills, I need to learn marketing, and I need to learn ad strategy. These are 3 skills that I need to learn. Everything's learnable. It doesn't matter what it is. Everyone's learning. Everything's learnable. And there's great information out there. So what you need to do is think about, what are those 3 skills, just 3, that are going to take you to another level next year. And maybe once you hit that next level next year, maybe you can take on 6 skills. Maybe you can get obsessed like I am and I listen to books 1 hour a day because I know I can outwork and outthink everybody because I read 52 books per year and everyone else reads 1, right? I have a 52 advantage on all my competition because they're not doing what I'm doing. So think about that for a moment. There's studies shown, like in the US, the average citizen in the US reads 1 book per year. Now, someone that has a 6-figure income or has a position as CEO or vice president or something like that, on average, read 1 book per week. Now think about that. Why is there such a gap in wealth? There's also a gap in knowledge. There's also a gap in obsession. The people that are making the most, it's never an accident. I don't know anyone that makes a lot of money because they're like, guess what? I accidentally got this job and I worked my way up and it was just an accident. But I wake up every day at 4:30 a.m. and I read a book because it's an accident. And I'm obsessed with self-learning. I'm listening to my coach. I've got a self-help coach. I've got a life coach. I've got a personal trainer for my physical health. I go to therapy. I go to couples counseling so I can understand my partner on a deeper level. Like, I got a business coach. I mean, that dude she just rips in and looks at my business. I make more money so I can pay for all this stuff. Hey, it's never an accident. Think about it. Success loves preparation. What are you preparing for right now? Are you preparing to fail by doing nothing? Or are you preparing for the success that you want? And then if it loves preparation, think about the long game. In 12 months' time, who do you want to be? What do they eat? How do they look? How do they hold themselves? How confident is that person? How much money is in that person's bank account? Ask yourself, because that's you. And in 12 months' time, like, what skills did you learn? What new circles do you run in? What new conversations do you have? And what new people do you know? Okay? Ask yourself, because in 12 months' time, you can thank yourself and go, oh, yes, thank you. And I do this every single year. I can say this right now. Jai, thank you. I remember 12 months ago, Jai. I remember actually 3 years ago, Jai, you committed to yourself and you said, I'm going to publish a podcast episode every single week for as long as I have to. And that was 3 years ago. And now I sit here and go, thank you, Jai. I got a lot of listeners on this podcast. No accident. I haven't missed a week. I show up every single week. Sometimes I show up and I do 2 episodes per week. I show up when I don't want to show up. I've looked at courses on podcasting. I know other podcasters. I've been in rooms with podcasters. I go to podcast conventions. I learn things. I read books on podcasts. I listen to podcasts on podcasts, right? I'm obsessed with learning that one skill, especially back then, not so much now. And now I go, man, Jai, thank you for doing that. I fully understand podcasts now. I understand podcasting. I'm still not the best at it. Definitely not, but I'm improving, and I committed to myself and I followed on that commitment. I followed through on that promise to myself. So today, how can you promise yourself something that you know you're going to love yourself for in 12 months' time? Every decision that you make with self-development, it needs to lead to that 12 months, the 24 months, the 36 months time. Are you going to be thinking yourself, is it a decision that's moving the needle or making a big impact? And if it's not, it's an easy no. You can say no to something, you know. For me, like, I don't actually read a lot of books on rom-coms or any kind of romantic sci-fi, or, you know, I don't read Lord of the Rings. I don't read anything else except self-help. And the reason being is because when I do pick up another book, it's just not for me, man. I look at the book and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's good. It's going to take me, 11 hours to read this book? It's a big book. 11 hours is taken away from my goal, actually. And I would actually rather hit that goal so then I have more time and more money so I can take more time off and I can impact more people, because that's what I love to do. So today I just want to leave you with a little story. I want you to think about this. A lot of the times we're complaining about how things evolve, and you've seen this. Oh my God, I hate Instagram now. It's just a video platform. Used to be photos, used to be good. Oh my God, AI is coming out. All the jobs are going. Look, AI has been coming out for a long time. It's a slow progress, right? And yes, our jobs are going. There's less people now, human beings, working in a car manufacturing factory than there was years ago, right? There's less people now like serving at the supermarket as we automate and we actually do business with computers. Now, I got a friend and she's a wedding photographer. She was complaining to me not too long ago. She's like, Jai, I was working at the main big supermarket chain and I was making, decent money. And then I really hate it because with robots coming, it took my job. I no longer was needed and now I don't have that job anymore. I'm like, oh, that's a tragedy. That's a terrible story. You had a job. I'm like, did you love that job? Oh, Jai, I actually hated it. I hated that job. You hated the job and then you're complaining that it's now automated and you don't need the job, right? What do you do now? Oh, I'm a wedding photographer. Oh, how much money do you make? Oh, I make double the amount that I ever made serving people. Okay. To put a spin on it, have you ever thought about, yes, it was a shame that things have evolved and yes, you did lose that income and yes, you lost that job. Hey, but it made space for you to thrive in a new career. It gave you the push that you needed, right? Did you really want to be in that job? Does anyone actually want that job that actually got taken by the robots? Or right now, do you want to be an artist and you want to get paid for it? Because there's more people doing that than ever before because there's less jobs in the mundane world, right? In the mundane jobs, in the car factories, in the supermarkets, there's less jobs. Yeah, I know. But there's more work than ever before because more people value creatives and artists and the things that you can do than ever before. So think about that. I want you to not be scared of evolution and of how we are growing, how your business evolves, how many times you got to pivot because your business needs to pivot every single day. That's just the truth. Business grows and evolves. It's like a child, right? You're hoping that it's growing and evolving. You want it to. In a year's time, you want your child to be different than this year, especially if it's 1 year old. 2 years' time, you want it to be different, right? You want your child to be different. Same as your business. We don't want to be in the same place. We don't want it to be immature, not growing. We want it to be confident, competent, and going to the next level. Get obsessed with self-development because everything stops at you.